Hello everyone, I made it. It is a bit after 7:30, my apologies. I had trouble connecting tonight. So I'm in here now and I hope you can all see me okay. Is everyone able to see me and hear me? I'll just wait to hear if we've got a response. I see we have a good crowd of people watching already and I am so sorry. Sometimes I do have a few problems getting on. So good old technology, hey? Although I think it's user error. I don't think it's actually the technology. I think it's me. All right. You can see and hear me. Thank you, Tanya. That's awesome. Leslie said yes. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Sheila. Hello, Subu. How's the UK today? I hope it's not too hot over there. Who else do we have? We have Elaine. Hi, Elaine. We have Rosemary. We have Monique. Hi, Monique. What time is it there? We have Susan. Hello. Hello. Now, that reminds me, because a couple of the names I've seen pop up are people who order with me from time to time. And hello there, Denise. How are you? Some of the ladies who watch me also place orders with me, and I have mailed out my catalogs, and hopefully everyone should have them by now. This is the new catalogs that start. Now, I've been saying the 3rd of September. My mistake. Apparently, I'm out by a day. It's the 4th of September. Normally, it's a Tuesday when it goes live, but not this time. It's a Wednesday. So it's the 4th, not the 3rd. This current, the pre-order for demonstrators ends on the 3rd, but the new catalogue is available to everyone, including customers, on the 4th of September. So I wanted to say that before it, because I've been telling everyone the 3rd. So it's not the 3rd, it's the 4th. And that just means we have to wait an extra day. I'm so sorry. Oh, you got the catalogue? Thanks, Susan. That's awesome. Yay. Yes, I put a little card in with everybody's. And that's why I like, with the mini catalogues, I like to mail them out myself rather than getting Stampin' Up to do it. Even though if I'm really stuck for time, I can get them to do it. And with the annual catalogue, I usually get them to do it because it actually works out a bit cheaper for me to get Stampin' Up to do it. But when it's the mini catalogue, I like the opportunity to be able to put a little card or something in with the catalogue. So those go out, as well as a little message from me, and hopefully you thought the problem was you. No, it's me, not you, Colleen. It's like I said, I think it's probably user error, but I had problems connecting tonight. So thank you for your patience, everyone. All right. So we are coming up to the last week of 2 things that have been going on this month. First of all, I need to say before I go any further that everything you see me using tonight is available for purchase or will be available for purchase. So I'll state clearly if it's a new product that starts on the 4th of September or whether it's something you can get right now. Having said that, we have 2 things happening right now. One is bonus days redemption. So if you ordered last month, that means that you will have received from Stampin' Up. If you had an order over $90, then for every $90 order you placed, you would get a $9 voucher. Now, this is the numbers in Australia. In the US, it's a different number. In New Zealand, it's a different number. So I'm just giving you the Australian ones. But for every $90 order, you've got a $9 voucher, which you could redeem this month in August. Now, just to be really confusing, Stampin' Up have told us they need to be redeemed by the 30th of August. And you might be thinking, yeah, that's the last day of the month. No, it isn't. August has 31 days, but you need to redeem it by the 30th because it's a glitch in the system that's not going to allow you to put it through on the 31st. So if on the 31st you desperately need to be able to place an order, we can go through Stampin' Up to like head office to place the orders for us on the 31st if necessary. But to avoid that, try and get your redemption in. Those vouchers you've been emailed, get them in by the 30th. Okay. That's okay, Cherie. I was late too. So I had problems connecting tonight. So I'm really glad it wasn't just me. Other people are not here on time either, which is awesome. Makes me feel better. Now, the other thing that's happening this month that's coming to an end is the pattern paper sale or designer series paper sale. And all the designer series papers from this catalogue, okay, that are not specialty papers and not the in color families, but all the other designer series papers are 15% off. If you're a customer, you get 15% off each one. So instead of $21.75 here in Australia, it's $18.48. So you save a few dollars on each pack. If you're putting in an order for a couple of packs, well, that's probably, that might even pay for your postage. So it's worthwhile. But if you're a demonstrator, you get your 15%, and then you get to take your demonstrator off discount off that again. So you get another at 20 or 25% off that original 15, which makes it an absolute steal. So there you go. Yes, they were talking about you, Cherie. They were wondering where you were. So, oh, you went to Paperific, Donna, down in Melbourne there? That's awesome. Fantastic. Oh, you're waiting. Well, you could have gone and looked because, like I said, my catalogues have been mailed out now. And for those people who came to classes this month, I was able to hand them out. So they've all seen them. And people are busy planning their wish lists and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we've got some fun things coming up for you. But first of all, I thought I would do something tonight that some of you may have seen me, well, you haven't seen me make it, but you may have seen the card that I posted beginning of this month, I believe. Was it the beginning of this month? Yes, it was the beginning of this month. And it was a baby card I made for a baby shower, but I used the Countryside in paper to do it. And I haven't actually showed you how I make it. So, oh, everyone loves to welcome you, Cherie, and welcome everybody else as well. So I'm actually going to switch over to the desk view. So here we go, onto the desk view. This is the catalogue that I'm looking at. And if ever you're wanting to find something in here, on page 140, that's where you'll find all of the bits and pieces in the index. So it helps you find everything you need to find. The only thing I've found really difficult, there's a couple of things that are difficult to find. One is basic white thick cardstock, which I believe is on page 99. Let me just confirm that I'm telling you the right thing. Yes, the A4 thick basic white cardstock is on page 99 down here, which is kind of a weird place for it, but I'm telling you that because it's not really in the index. So this is where you find it, page 99. The other thing that people have been saying, oh, there's no Wink of Stella in the catalogue. Yes, it is there, but it's page 113, and that's not in the index either. So they're the only two things that are not listed that I can think of in the index. So if you turn to page 113, oh no, I've given you the wrong one, 111, sorry, pardon me. Just this little bit here. It says, want to add a little glitz to your glam? Try the Wink of Stella glitter brush, and it has the number. That's the only place it's in the catalogue. So that's kind of, those two things I think are hard to find, but everything else you can usually access through the index. So there you go. You had to tape your catalogue. It's falling to pieces. Well, that's a good thing, right? That means you've really been looking at it. You mean the new one already? Wow, that's impressive. So I thought I would remake the baby card tonight. Now, if you turn to the index, like I was just talking about a moment ago, all the designer series paper is listed down here. Okay, so the one we're playing with tonight is called Countryside In, and if you look over here, it says it's page 109. And this is interesting because I find some of the paper, like you can find it through the index, but it doesn't really give you a good look at the paper. There it is all smushed together up the top. Can you see it? It gives you a bit of an idea. And it's all different shades of blues and white. Okay, and it is really beautiful paper. Now, this was in a previous catalogue as well, and it's been carried over into this one. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, they've shown some samples here. That's the same paper used behind that, and they've actually decorated a bottle like a, what do you call these? Like, it's like a hand sanitizer bottle, but what do you call this top on it? The bit, you know, you push it down. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, so that is what is a couple of examples of how you might go about using this paper, and also a bit more over here. So this is actually something you'll find right through the catalogue. So if you, for example, if you're looking at something, we're looking at this, say, attention shoppers bundle, and then up here it's got an example of how, a couple of examples on how to use it. All right, so that is kind of how they do it. They usually have a couple of samples, like Thoughtful Journey, and over here you've got all your samples. All right, so if you're wondering how the catalogue works, that's kind of, pump bottle. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking of. A pump pack, says Cherie. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, girls. I just couldn't find it. All right. Now let me have a quick look. I'm just going back, and I think I maybe missed a comment. Okay, so Jennifer's asking, does anyone not like the layout of the new catalogue? Here's the interesting thing. I've been finding that mostly it's demonstrators for the most part that don't like it. And I think it's because it's a change. It's such a radical change from what we've done in the past. And so a lot of people are finding it hard to navigate. However, my customers seem to love it. So it's really interesting what I've been discovering. And I've had more new customers pop up since this catalogue came out than I normally do. I think this catalogue really appeals to new people because they're not changing from something else, that this is the first one they've seen. And I think that the layout of having all the easy, easy, simple stuff at the front, where it's got, what's it at the front here, it talks about, just basic and simple, quick and easy options. There you go, quick and easy options. And then, so this is great for newbies. It talks about, all the main things you would need. Love this page. Probably my favorite page in the whole catalogue, and I wish we've always had this. This is so good, being able to say to someone who's new, these are some of the things, if you're looking to where to get started, go to this page and it's going to give you some great ideas on how to get started. So that's fantastic. But I've been finding it's mostly demonstrators that don't like the catalogues, and then customers more, they do seem to like it more. And then once you get up to that lady, that silly lady who's crafting and not making any kind of mess, I mean, this is creativity your way. Okay, so this is like when it starts to get a little bit more involved. This lady here, I mean, who does this? Who has that beautiful desk? I don't know, not me. How could anyone craft like that? So you might be proud of me, though. I've been trying to keep my desk a bit tidier lately. I was a little bit inspired. My good friend Susan over in the US has actually has painted her craft room, and so I had to clean the whole thing out. And so here am I now trying to keep my room, she's inspiring me in a good way, right? There you go. So Donna said she thinks the layout's much better than the last. So yeah, it's interesting. So different people for different things. Okay, can anyone tell me if there was an old version of the glue dots that wasn't mini? Yes, they used to have glue dots that were a bit bigger, and then the mini ones as well. So they had two sizes at one point, but these days they only just have the one. And I think they really, I mean, when they do things like that, it's usually because one of them doesn't sell, right? So yeah. Waste of a page. Yeah, I know, right? All right, let's move that out of the way. Let's bring in my bits and pieces. I'm going to need a basic white card, and I'm fessing up to you guys. Part of the reason I wanted to make this card tonight is because I've had a request to make it at a upcoming class workshop, and I gave the one I made away. And then I realized, well, I've never actually made it for my girls. So I need to make another one so that I've got one for that class. So there you go. All right. So this is a piece of A4 cut in half and then folded in half to make my card base. That's my base. And then this is a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and it's going to go right here, and it's going to fit right on top of that card base. So you've got a little bit of a border all the way around. It's 14.3 centimeters by 10 centimeters, if you're wondering how big that is. All right. So what I did do before I started was I pulled up the picture on the screen so I could follow it if I needed to, in case I forgot what I was doing. And I've already cut my squares. So I've used the Stylish Shapes squares. Now, Sheila can tell you how good the Stylish Shapes dies are. Look at the state of mine. They are completely trashed. I need to get them onto a magnetic board. I just haven't done it yet, but one of these days I will. So there are 6 circles, 5 squares, and 4 banners in this set. And you can see 1, 2, 3. So then we have 4, and then we have a smaller one. There's our 5 squares. All right. And actually, if I turn them over, you can see there's a lovely stitching around them, and the stitching is on the inside and the outside, which means that the piece that you cut out has got stitching, but also the piece you left behind also has a row of stitching if you wanted to use a negative. So that's kind of cool, right? We love that. All right. A video desk and a working desk. Yes, I know. That is something I have. I've also got a desk that I do all my classes on. Yeah. And see, Sheila's telling you, love, love, love the Stylish Shapes. I know. So whenever someone says to me, I've just bought a Big Shot, or I've just, oh, sorry, no, let me start. Okay. I'll start again. When someone tells me they bought a cut and emboss machine, because we don't have Big Shots anymore, okay, or they're going down the die cutting rabbit hole and they wonder which dies to buy first, this is the ones you buy first, okay? And if you don't have them, you need to go back and get them because you will use these more than any others. And my honest truth is I have a big box of dies. They're all in alphabetical order except for Stylish Shapes. Stylish Shapes sits right at the very front of the box in front of all the others, before the A's, before everything, because they're the ones I grab the most. So, yep, you've just got them and you're using them. I know, Suzanne, aren't they great? Maria has a question. Is the 12 by 12 basic white cardstock as stiff, robust as the A4? I think it's the same, but not as robust as the basic white thick. The basic white thick is a lot more, like you say, robust. That's a great word. Yeah, Margaret said the Stylish Shapes that stay on her desk, and Tanya says they're so versatile. I know, right? So I will keep telling everyone as much as I can and as often as I can, because I just think they're the best. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've cut my 6 shapes, my 6 squares, and it's the second smallest one. That's this one here. So the second smallest. They've got one that's a little bit smaller than that, but this one is a really good size for this style of card. And I have to tell you, there's something really satisfying about a symmetrical design with repeating patterns. Super, super nice. But you can make it look amazing with these. Now, what I haven't done yet, I haven't cut my white piece that's going to go on. So these are going to go on a piece of white, and I'm just not sure yet how many. So let me pretend that I'm putting this together, and then I'll know how because I haven't got a card that I can measure it against. So I'm actually just going to start laying these down as if I was putting it together, and then we'll come back and we'll do them in a minute. All right, so you see there's little flowers on this one. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I love that design. I like them all. Oh, I should show you all the paper, shouldn't I? Goodness me. So these are some of the patterns from the countryside. Oh, I'm wondering if I might need another piece. This is going to be too small, this piece. I'm going to have to get another piece. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll use this one as a template, and then we'll, this one can go here. All right, so let's see. I'm going to put this on here, and it's going to be around about, let's start with 13 centimeters, and then this one is going to be, I'll put it this way, I'm using my glass mat to measure. I'm going to go 13.9, and I'm actually going to have to cut a different piece because this one, I didn't realize this comes up as far as it does, so I need a separate piece of white. So let me just grab my trimmer, and we'll cut that, and I'll get rid of this one after all that. Never mind. All right, so let's put this up the right way. And I'm going to get a 13. Whoop. Use the scoring blade, that's silly, by 9. Now I think I'll be cutting this down to 8 or 8.5, but I'm just going to start with that. All right, yeah, I will definitely not be going as far as that. So I'm sorry I'm not looking at the screen at the moment, so I'm not responding to any comments for the moment. I'm just concentrating, but I promise I'll look at comments and things in a minute. So here we go. And then this one. So all these stripes and things, okay, this is definitely going to be too long, so it needs to come down by 0.5 centimeter. So this is 13 at the moment, but I'm going to bring it down to 12.5. Because when you start to position your squares, that's when you realize if you've got the right measurements or not. I want a little bit of a border around all my squares. Now, the other thing that you want to do when you have this sort of a pattern, repeating pattern, the other thing you want to do is not have all your designs going one way. So these little guys, these flowers are going horizontally. These stripes are going up and down. These ones, I could actually turn those around and go horizontal. So it doesn't really matter, but I wouldn't have them all going the same way. So if I've got, horizontal, and so here I have these. So these ones, if I want them to go up and down because they're next to these ones that are horizontal, and I'm going to have to cut this shorter, but that's fine. I might turn those and put them here. So it doesn't matter, but that's just something I like to do, is like to have all my patterns going different ways, so it kind of makes it look like it's continuing. And then this one, it's like doing a puzzle, isn't it? And then this one here, which way do I want that to go? This way. All right, and they're going to go like so. Does that make sense what we're doing? I hope it does. All right, so I'm going to cut about 1/2 centimeter off this, and that's going to make it 8.5. That might be about right. So it's 8.5 by, did I say 12.5? That sounds good. That sounds right. Yep, 8.5 by 12.5. Okay, I'm happy with that sizing. And I can always cut more off it if I want to, but I'm not going to for now. All right. And you'll be so, I've got to show you something in a minute. You'll be so proud of me. Something who can think about what it is I might have done tonight that I don't normally do? I'm pretty happy with it, I've got to tell you. All right, so I'm actually, you could just glue these straight down and that would look fine, but I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind each one because I just like that. It creates a little bit of shadow, and so that's kind of nice. All right, so I'm going to have these little flowers and I'm going to have them going. So all I want to have is, I probably should stand up to do this so it's perfectly lined up, but you want to have the same amount of gap here to the edge of the paper and the same amount of gap here to the edge of the paper. All right, and then this here, a couple of these on the back. So we're going to try and have the same amount of pattern, or sorry, same amount of white in between each square. And I can always cut this down if I need to. 1 and 2. I might pull out the paper in a second and show you the whole lot because it is really, really nice. And I'm going to go this way. All right, that's looking good. Now this one, a couple of these behind here. Now, I know I've probably missed some comments, and I'm so sorry. If anyone's asked any questions, my apologies. I'm trying to look back. All right, let's go this one. All right, this one, we might need to come up a tiny, tiny bit because there's a little bit more gap here at the bottom. I made sure when I did this one, I got a little birdie. Isn't he cute? Super cute little birdie. One of the patterns also has a bunny rabbit on it. I didn't use that one, but that would be cute for a baby card as well. Now, the reason I did this was because, first of all, I was invited to a baby shower, and my first thought was, oh, I'll make a card. And then I thought to myself, hang on a second, I don't have any baby sets. And I realized I had 0 baby sets, none at all. So with that in mind, I thought, well, what can I do instead? And that's when my mind was led to think about this, because we knew it was a boy, that, you know, the invitation was blue, so I knew it was going to be okay to go with gender specific colors. And then on top of that, right, liking that, looks good. I am just going to take a smidge off the bottom there. I probably could have gone down a little further, but I'm just going to take a little smidge off. Yep, happy with that. All right, so there we go. This is going to be on here. Now this is going to end up on my Night of Navy piece right there, centered in the middle. Okay, you could put the whole thing up on dimensionals, but because I've already got dimensionals here, I'm not going to put any more dimensionals underneath. So let me just zip along the back here. So can you see what I mean about something very satisfying about repeating symmetrical patterns? Like something really nice about using all these squares. Super, super nice. I'm just going to make sure I've got that straight. I might want to go slightly higher at this side. All right, and this is how this is looking now. Isn't it nice? I just love how this comes together. Super nice. All right. All right. So next, I'm going to, well, at this point, will I put it on here? No, I'm not going to do that yet. Now, you'd be very, very proud of me, because guess what I remembered to do tonight? I actually remembered to put these, I cut it out on my adhesive sheets, so I didn't have to worry. Now, what I did do though, when I didn't realize that the B, I'd left the paper in there, and then I tried to cut it again. So this one didn't cut through properly, but now I've taken that B out. I can put this in again, and I will quickly run that through so we can cut it properly. And then I might actually show you, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. All right, I don't always use adhesive sheets, but very often because I forget, but also because I'm always worried that on a live video I'm going to mess it up and I'm going to do it around the wrong way. And maybe my fear comes, some of you who've been around for a really long time, some of you might remember Emma Parkin Wilson some years ago using adhesive sheets. We used to have fabric, and she used it on fabric. Does anyone remember her doing this on stage? I'd love to hear if anyone's been around long enough that they remember this. And she was saying how it was foolproof. You can't get it wrong. And guess what? Yep, she got it wrong. All right. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So you can see I've used my adhesive sheets on here. I know. Do you remember that, Denise? It was hilarious. And we didn't let her live it down for years. And here I am bringing it up again too. Oh, dear. Yeah, it was very funny. Oh, my gosh. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just going to cut a piece of this. Now, the thing about adhesive sheets, you can see if you put it, there's a joint. Can you see the joins? There's a join here and a join here. There's 2 joins across to make 3 panels. And on this side, there's no joins. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to cut it. So let me just cut it a little bit taller than my letters. Okay. And what you need to do is pull this off. Okay, and the joins make it easy. Now, the piece that you pull off, this is not sticky, but this is. As you can see, it's stuck to my finger, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to stick that onto my piece of paper, all right? And then I'm actually going to cut my letters from the other side. So if I wanted to cut a B, for example, if I cut it here, so it's on this one, and I'm just going to run that through. Give me 1 second while I do it. So it's actually really easy to use, but like I said, I'm always terrified I'm going to do it around the wrong way. So I actually practiced earlier today, so I make sure I was doing it right. Because, yeah, I never forgot poor Emma, how embarrassed she was. Mind you, that's the sort of thing Emma's really good at that sort of thing. She doesn't let embarrassment stop her. Okay, so you can see I've cut the B out, okay, and I'm just going to push out the pieces. I'm using a pokey tool. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm going to push out using those holes. Okay, that pushes it out onto here. All right. And then I used my pokey tool again, and I just kind of pop it down behind. And it can be tricky to get this in behind here, but if you just kind of use something very sharp, or the point of a pair of scissors would also work quite well. I'm not going to be able to do it. Let me try and get this in here. But it does save you. It does save you having to. Okay, this is me. Right, there we go. It's actually better if you flick it off. All right, so now I've got this sticky bee that I could put anywhere I like. Okay, isn't that cool? You've done that before, Tanya? I know. Poor Emma. Oh, my goodness. All right, so I'm just going to go take a quick peek at my... All right, so what I wanted to do was I've got some vellum. Now, this is the new vellum that's in the Golden Greenery vellum pack, and I love this kind of... It's almost like a frosted look to it. It's really, really nice. You can see the frosting more on one side. This is the back, and this side here where you can see it more clearly, that's the front. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here. I haven't cut it to size yet because I didn't really look to see how big it was, but I'm actually thinking I might cut it to size now. I've got one letter on there. It might make it easier for me to do this. So it's about, I don't know, 7 millimeters taller. Let me just see about that. All right, and then I'm going to put my ABY on as well. Here's an A. All right, so instead of actually trying to put something in behind it, I'm actually going to flick the edges and see if that comes off more easily. I think it might. My fingernails are not very good at this. Oh, thank you to everyone too who commented on my the post I put up yesterday on my here we go. It's coming. On my private page, my VIP page about if you're I was interested to find out if you were getting your nails done and you could choose a Stampin' Up color, what color would you choose? And we had lots of votes for different colors. My nails, I got them done this week, and I didn't really pick a Stampin' Up color, but I was trying to work out what would be the closest, and probably, even though it's not quite right, the closest to this one is Moody Mauve. So some of you said you thought that would be a good color for nails. So we're going to, so this is definitely, once you stick these on, it's definitely easier than trying to glue it down with Tombow. But if you don't have it on, there we go, it's coming. Yay, I think I'm getting better at doing this. But now I've said that, oh no, that's good. Peel the back off. It's definitely easier than Tombow, and it means you can glue really intricate little things down without too much hassle. Right, so now I've got the word baby. Okay, and there's about 1 centimeter on this side, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. About there. So now we have the word baby on a piece of vellum. Looks good, doesn't it? Don't you like that? No, prostitute pink wasn't available, Cherie. Thanks for that. All right, now this is going to go on here. We have a couple of choices. We could use glue dots and stick it on. We could, I don't know on my original card, what did I do? Let me have a quick look at it. It doesn't look like it's actually put up on dimensionals. You could do it on dimensionals if you wanted to, but I think it's probably easier to hide a couple of glue dots behind here. Or you could even, smush around a little bit of, we could even do some Tombow on the back of this. So let me just whack a little bit behind along some of the letters. And just gonna whack a little bit here. So that'll be enough to hold it, just that little bit of glue. And we're going to pop that right there in the middle. And all you want to do is make sure you've got about the same amount here as here. And up to you. Oh, and I just realized we lost our birdie. I should have thought to put him sort of out in the outer edges because I lost the bird. Never mind. It's still nice. I still like it anyway. All right, so let's whack this down. We do have to add bling yet, so don't panic. We will definitely have that happening. And this is how I made. So this is an easy card, but it's got the. I'm trying to work out which pink do you think that is. Petunia Pop was another one that got voted for a couple of times, and I was looking at a glittery Petunia Pop one, but I hope that's not too much of that kind of color. Marie, sorry, Cherie. Who's Marie? I'm so sorry. I said Marie instead of Cherie. All right, now you could, if you wanted to, add a bow. On my original card, I did, and I've actually got one left over from the other night's project when we didn't end up using a bow, and that would go here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm using up bits and pieces of stuff that I've got left over from other things, and why not, hey? So let's add a glue dot behind that. And I'm going to pop that right there at the corner, okay? And then the last thing I want to have, I'm going to come in here to my bling book, and the ones I had on my original card, and I think I'll go with them again. I'm making it exactly the same as I did originally, were these little iridescent faceted gems. Can you see them? Aren't they nice? They've got lots and lots of different colors, and you can use the point of your scissors or a pokey tool or whatever you like and pop them in various places. So this one here, one, and then maybe another big one. I might put that next to the Y. I think this is where I had them before anyway. And then a little one up the top, and that's going to be right up here. And there we go. Finished our baby card. What do you think? Do you like it? It did get a lot of happy results when I posted it before. So the bad thing about using this tonight in my video is that I don't have something fresh and new that I can post tomorrow. So we'll have to make a second card so I do have something I can post tomorrow. Oh, really, Roz? Yeah, no chewing gum for you. That's hilarious. Yes, the redundant bow found a place. Exactly, Sheila. That is right. Yeah, Petunia Pop will never be the same again. I'm going to keep calling it Petunia Pop, though, for your, but, you know, when we say PP, we know what that means. I know, it does. It looks, you said it reminds you, Leslie, of ice on the inside of your bedroom window in winter in the UK. It reminds me of either ice or frost on the windscreen when I have to drive my daughter to the train station early in the morning. That's what that reminds me of in the middle of winter. So there we go. So there's our baby card. Yay, we did it. Oh, I know. Thank you. Yeah, you expect the flap side to be the back, but it's not. And that's what throws us out. The flap side is the sticky bit. Okay, that's what we need it to put down. So I think it's a bit confusing for that reason. If ever they change it, then we'll all have to learn all over again, right? Oh, so your mum said the same thing about tiger print shirts, Monique. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Oh, you guys. All right. Okay, so the next thing I thought I was going to do, oh, and Suzanne's just saying, oh, gum was made from old rubber boots and you were not allowed to chew it. Ooh. Well, I haven't heard that one before. Isn't that interesting? There's a whole bunch of people that were taught not to chew gum. Oh, dear. Black shirts? And Sheila wasn't allowed to wear blue jeans. I tell you what, the list of things I wasn't allowed to do is very long, so I won't even start. But yeah, very, very long. All right. So I've got my BAB. Where's the Y? Did I lose that? Oh, here's the Y. Found the Y. And I'm going to put them. Cherie, you'll be so proud. Look at me go. We're going to put them in the Mechanics magnetic bowl so they're stuck in there until I put them away. How about that? See, I'm getting better at some of these things. Well, maybe it's just for tonight. Maybe just tonight. You couldn't wear jeans. Oh, isn't that interesting? Chewing gum causes stomach ulcers. I don't think so, Sheila, but is that what your mum told you? In the bowl, I know, right? You know what, leopard print now, they're calling it a neutral. And I don't know why. I've got a bit of a thing about leopard print. I love leopard print. I think it's great. I don't like too much. I like little accents of leopard print. I actually have the shoes, the sneakers I'm wearing, like a little leopard print accent on the back just above the heel. And I like small little bits. Oh, that's a fact. Are you serious? Causes stomach ulcers. Huh. Well, there you go. Wow. Okay. Yes, I had a long list as well, Roz. Your dad didn't care. Yeah, my dad cared less as well. But then he wasn't there most of the time. He was off working and we didn't see him a lot of the time. So, yes, interesting double standards indeed. All right. So, some of you may have heard me talking. Yeah, a little leopard print is nice. I know. And I actually bought a pair of leopard print swimmers, which I still I haven't actually been brave enough to wear them yet, but I did buy a pair of leopard print swimmers last summer. They were on sale and I thought, ooh. But now I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have worn them because I haven't been game to wear them yet. But anyway, all right. So, oh, I did tell you I was going to show you what I've got left at that countryside in paper. Quickly pull that out because it is really nice. And if you are looking at paper while it's on sale, this is a really good one. So here it is. This is the paper I've just used for that card. All right. So we've got, white with flowers. And on the back, we have that beautiful Night of Navy little bud kind of pattern. But it's basically all monochrome. And then we have the birds. And on the back, we have the stripes. I used that one. This one I used with the Boho blue and balmy blue stripes, and on the back, that I didn't use this one. That's the little bunnies I was talking about. There you go. And then this one is the little flowers, and on the back of that we have little trees. I didn't use the little trees. Well, there you go. I didn't know that, Sheila. You just bought a leopard print frock. Did you say prink? Yeah, you did say prink. Prink frock. That's really hard to say, actually. Isn't it cougar? Cougar, not cheetah. That's what you need to say. And then we've got more stripes here. And you can just see how lovely these are. And all of them go with each other. And so that's what makes it really, really nice. Is I think I've shown them all to you now. But super nice because you have all these different fun patterns. You can see I've really chopped mine up and gone crazy. But I really, really love them. So these are a set that I'm so glad they brought it back again because I don't feel I used it enough last year. All right. That's hilarious, you girls. All right. So some of you may have heard me talking about the Zoom class that I did not this month, but last month I did a Zoom class, and I'm thinking about doing one next month. So last month we did the Changing Leaves bundle, and so the Zoom class was available to everyone who had purchased the Changing Leaves bundle from me. That's the stamps and the dies also comes with an embossing folder that's included. So if they bought that bundle, then you qualified for the Zoom class. Or you could pay $15 to do the class with me, or you could be in my team. Any of those things, and you got the class for free if you wanted. Okay. However, it was a very easy set for me to pick because, you know, it has 3 products, the embossing folder, the dies, and the stamps, and there's so much you can do with it. Okay. Next month, I want to use some more new product to do this again, and I have been deliberating over which. Right. Yes, I think I missed that, Marilyn. I think I did. And my husband, Cherie, calls me a cougar all the time, but he knows it doesn't really count. Apparently, there's a 5-year difference. But to qualify as a cougar, you've got to be 5 years older than the boyfriend or the husband or whatever. But I'm only 3.5 years older than my husband. So yeah, it's I don't qualify in the true sense of the word, but he still likes to throw the word around because I think it makes him feel good. Let's call me a cougar. So I have got 2 sets that I'm trying to choose between for my Zoom class next month. And the 2 sets that I'm trying to choose between are the Humble Home, okay, Humble Home, which is this one, and it has a punch. And the other one, this is the matching punch, all right? So these go together, and these cut out these shapes here, okay, and there's some nice greetings in there. It's a really good set, and it's a cheaper bundle, okay? When I say cheaper bundle, I think in Australia it will be $69.25, I think, or close to that. I do like that one a lot, Margaret, but I'm thinking, the thing is, I'm trying to run these Zoom classes hoping that some people will purchase the bundle that might not have otherwise, and I think people are going to buy the Humble Home set anyway. So do I just go ahead and do a Zoom class with it and not worry about that, or do I pick something that they might not be thinking about first up? And the other set that I'm thinking about using is this set. It's called Decorative Trees. All right. This is and the reason why is because there's a lot of dies in here. Okay. And oh, your husband's 3.5 years younger too, Tanya. See, we have lots of things in common, you and I. And I didn't know that about chewing gum, Sheila. Sheila knows a lot about chewing gum, especially in America. So there you go. Okay, so this one I'm thinking about doing because I think maybe less people will order this. And if they're sitting on the fence, maybe running a Zoom class might be the thing that pushes them over. Okay, so that was why I was thinking about that. But which one is easier to come up with cards that mostly just use these products? Probably the houses. The houses is probably going to be easier for me to do. Okay. However, the Decorative Trees, I feel, is one that needs to be shown. Okay, and a lot of people might, and I thought I would show it to you tonight. Don't even know what I'm going to do with it yet, but let's move a couple of things out of the way. I'll show you the dies. So these are coming out on the 4th of September. Okay, super, super nice. And so the stamp set has actually really nice greetings. We've got a Christmas tree for you, season's greetings, and a very Merry Christmas. May your days be merry. To me, those are all really, really useful Christmas sets. Okay, Christmas stamps. And definitely this is a Christmas set. Whereas the Humble Home, not necessarily a Christmas set. You do have one Merry Christmas and everything else is all year round. So this one, thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome home. For the sweet gift from our house to yours, to and from. So this one could be used all year round. Okay, so that is the reason that that set is probably more maybe more flexible, maybe able to be used more easily. Okay, you've ordered both just to be sure. Okay, Tanya, well, that makes a lot of sense to me because I did the same. Okay, so you can see we've got lots and lots of trees in the Decorative Trees set. Okay, we've got like one tree that just cuts out a Christmas tree shape. All right, and this one, that stamp there, actually gives you a little border and is actually a match for this one. Okay, so it actually is a little bit smaller on the front here, but if you actually open it up, okay, there it is there. It's exactly the right size for this one. All right, so that's the big open kind of tree. I did do a card with it today, but I'm not going to show it to you in case I end up doing the Zoom with it and that card might end up in the Zoom. But we also have all these other tree shapes. Okay, we've got a one that's got like little dots, maybe could be snow, could be, I'm not sure, little tree with little dots all over it. This one has stripes and it's like straight stripes and then stripes of dots. This one is like a tartan, or some people might say a plaid, and this one has like little snowflakes on it. So these ones are really decorative, bit whimsical, these kind of trees, right? And then this one, okay, you've got the straight tree I just showed you, but then there's also this one here. This is actually probably my favorite one. This is like a little swirly tree and looks really good. I did it today and cut it out of glitter paper. Really nice. Okay, then you've got these that make like tinsel, and when you use them, we might use them tonight. They are a little bit fiddly. That's the only thing I found about these. But if you don't mind, some people don't mind fiddling around with dies and putting little bits, you know, decorating things with all the little bits. Okay, so then this little whimsical tree here, which I think is really cute, and this one has like little holly all over it. Cuts out little holly shapes. You've got little bow ties kind of. And if you look at the samples in the catalogue, okay, you can see one of the trees has got a bow tie on it. Then I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think these are for the bottom of the trees, like, you know, the little stand to put the tree on. You've got a star for the top of the tree. You've got some little ornaments that cuts out several at a time. And then we also have this little guy that matches this stamp here, which is like a little hanging, you can hang ornaments and you can hang different bits and pieces, hang the tree itself if you want to. But the tinsel is kind of cute, and you would join them all up. So you would have it going like this, and then that one would go like that. And then this one would go like that, and that one would go like that. So they kind of, can you see what I'm doing with them? So that's how those work, but they're 4 separate ones. Okay, and you could also put excuse me, you could use some adhesive sheets behind those if you didn't want to be fiddling around with them. But I do have another trick for doing that. So, all right, so which one are we going to use tonight? You'll need the adhesive. Yes, you could use the adhesive sheets for the tinsel, but I'm going to show you another way I like to do it if I don't want to be mucking around with adhesive sheets. So there's an alternative for you. All right. So I'm going to start with a piece of basic white thick card. Actually, that's not basic white. That's just normal cardstock. Grab a piece of basic white. You can tell when you pick it up, it's a lot thicker, the basic white thick. You can immediately tell which one you've got. All right, so set that aside. And I'm thinking, what colors shall we go with? Are we going to go traditional or are we going to go crazy? We're going to go crazy and use different colors tonight. Oh, you've been playing with the bundle, have you? What do you think? Do you like it, Denise? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like either a stand or the trunk at the bottom of the tree, whichever way you want to go with that. Okay, I'm thinking about going, maybe we go crazy. Yes, well, Sheila said that and Moira said that. So what does crazy mean? We're going to go pink. We're going to go purple. Pink and silver might be fun. I'm just deciding. I'm thinking maybe, shall we go bubble bath or pretty in pink? They're both nice, but sometimes the bubble bath is lighter. And I'm deciding which one I want to have. And you know what? Because we're going with new stuff, I'm actually going to look at my my pattern papers and see if there's any pattern paper I want to add to this. And do we want to do one tree or several? I think maybe one tree and make it really special. What do you think about that idea? And I'm just looking at some papers and just working out what. So I want a small design, I think. And I'm just deciding on what colors to have. And we could also use maybe one of the embossing folders, like maybe the tartan. That might be nice. But actually that might be good. What if we were to do our tartan tree and we use the tartan paper in the background from, I'm looking, I've got a couple of tartans, but I'm looking to see which one I want to use. Sorry about this, guys. I'm going through my papers, and this is new paper. I also thought about, you know, stripes are always good, but then that's not. Here's the tartan I wanted to use. So we have some really nice tartan in the, is it the reindeer set? This one, but I feel like I don't want to do that because I want to, like, we want to go pink or we want to do a separate. So you know what? I'm going to change my mind. And instead of using paper, I did see a tartan I wanted to use and now I can't find it. Oh, well, that's okay. Let me pull this out. It's not what I want to do at all. And I'm going to actually cut. I'm going to move this. And I'm thinking, do we go pretty in pink or do we go bubble bath? See how different these two pinks are. Aren't they different? Bubble bath is very, like, reminds me of bubble gum. And then pretty in pink has got a bit more oomph to it. I think that's the official term. What do you think? So while you guys are all deciding whether we're going to have pretty in pink or whether we're going to have bubble bath, I'm going to cut myself out a silver tree. And I'm going to do it in tartan. And we'll see how that goes. I haven't tried this tree yet, so this is my first time playing with this. All right, so here's my tartan tree. It's rather nice, isn't it? I'm just going to push out my, let me grab my brush. And I don't have my proper die thingy with me, but I'm just going to roll this over and get all the pieces out. That'll do, quick and easy. All right. All right, I'm going to make this is going to be my card front piece. Oh, which one did we decide? Oh, everyone's saying pretty in pink, not bubble bath. I think almost everyone said pretty in pink. So we're not going with that. We're going with this. All right, here it is. 14.3. I see more pretty in pinks than any other choice. So that's the one we'll do. Pretty in pink is such a, I don't know, I've become very fond of it. Even though we had this colour once upon a time years ago, I really, really like what we're doing with it now. I think it looks really, really good. All right. Actually, I'm wondering if I've gone the right way with this. All right, so I'm going to make this piece in between and 9.5. So the pretty pink is my matte, and then I've got a piece of basic white. And let me grab. The problem is, at the moment, I've got all my new stuff in a box, which is not conducive to finding things at all, actually. So we have this embossing folder. Is it called plaid? Let me have a look in my, quick look in my new catalogue, and I will decide whether or not it is called that. I think it's plaid, but let me see. It is Forever Plaid. That's what it is. That's in this catalogue that comes out 4th of September. Okay, Forever Plaid. Right, so I'm going to have this. Do I want to do that? Yes, I do. Right, and I'm going to put this in here. But I'm actually thinking, let's have a bit of fun, and let's use some pretty in pink inside our embossing folder. So when you want to do this, when you're doing embossing folder inking, okay, we're going to put the ink on the back of the front. So the front is always the one where the logo is. So we're going to be doing it on the other side of that piece where the logo is. All right, so I'm actually going to ink this up. This might be quite dark, but we'll see. If it's too dark, I'll use the other side. All right, so I'm going to put that right there on top of that. And the nice thing about the tartan or the plaid is that you can line it up really easily because it's straight, like it's in lines. So I'm just going to close that on there. And I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. All right, you can see straight away how that paper takes on the pink. So let's do that. I'm going to run it through. All right, so I've run that through, and now when I open it up, you can see that we have like this texture that's printed onto the side. Now it's quite imprecise, all right, so it's darker in some places, lighter in some places, and that's completely fine. That's how I want it. So I'll put that to one side because I'll need to clean that. All right, so this piece is going to go onto here. I'm going with a plaid theme, all right, so that's going to go onto here. Now, I need to have another piece on top that I can put this piece onto. And the question is, do I put it onto a pretty pink piece? I don't think so. I think I want to put it onto a white piece. So I get my choices are I can cut my piece to go behind here, or I can do it on pretty in pink and pop it behind there. They both look okay. I don't know. Marilyn, Leslie, did you see what? Oh, you did see what Marilyn wrote. That's hilarious. Some of your leftover adhesive silver or gold glimmer sheets for the tinsel. Absolutely, you could, right? I will show you in a second how I put that tinsel on as well. I did say I would, and I'll show you how easy it is to do. Good evening, Lorraine. Hi, nice to see you here. All right. Do both. All right, so well, what I wanted to do was probably, I'm thinking about putting a pretty pink piece on and then a piece of white over the top of that, like that. Yeah, and then this piece on here. So we're going to have, you know, yeah, I think that'll look nice. So if you don't have paper that is the right color, you can, and I just noticed I must have bumped it and we're crooked. All right, if you don't have paper, you can create the color backgrounds you want with embossing folders and add color, add ink like I've just done. That's always a nice way to go. All right, so I'm going to put this, let me see how wide I want this to be. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me do, that might be too wide. I'm going to go 7. And we'll go, let's see how high it is. Let's go 11. That gives me a bit of extra space. I can always cut it down more if I want to, or if I could use the space underneath here to put my greeting as well. So rather than putting it on a separate piece, so that might be a good idea. And so I'm going to cut this 1/2 centimeter bigger. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 7.5 by 11.5. So it's 1/2 centimeter bigger on each side. Right, so this piece is going to go on here, like so. This will end up on here. I might see if I can pop, deciding whether I would get dimensionals, probably under some of these bigger pieces where there's more silver in one spot. I could probably do that. So let me... And then I can also think about where I want to have my greeting and what I want to say. So in the stamp set, let's quickly find it, we have Oh Christmas Tree, which would work quite nicely, this one here, and that would fit down here okay. Season's Greetings also would. Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, that won't. Okay, I need something. And we've got May Your Days Be Merry, which would look nice right along the bottom there. So we could pick any of those 3. And the For You also would go. But I would probably put that to one side rather than in the middle. So let's have a little think about this. First of all, I'm just going to deciding whether I would go around with my pretty in pink, or whether I want to have a grey or something like that. Maybe a light grey, but I think I'll go pretty in pink. We'll just stick with the same colour. We're going monochrome, guys. Sometimes when you're not sure about colours, going monochrome is safe. Okay, it's a nice safe option that you know, you don't have to think too hard. And you know, it's been a long week, so who wants to think too hard? We had friends for dinner last night. I think I mentioned the other night, we had a game night and ended up playing a thing called Joker's Wild. Well, we played Graveyard, which is a fun card game that my daughter's boyfriend showed us, and we really liked that. But we found without him there, he knows all the rules, and we were struggling a little bit to remember it all. So we played one hand, and it was good, but it was kind of hard work. So then we got on to our second game and played Joker's Wild, and that was, they hadn't played that before, and they were so excited. It was heaps of fun for them. All right, so I'm going to pop this on here. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to pop this on here as well. And I'm trying to stick, you might have noticed I'm sticking with a theme. Okay, I've got a plaid Christmas tree and I've got a plaid background. So if ever you're able to join a theme together on a card, you'll find it always works really, really well. So it makes your card kind of make sense, if that makes sense. Yeah, vellum would be nice, actually. Vellum would have been lovely. I should have thought of that. Why didn't I think of that? What is wrong with me? Right, so can you see now we can still see enough of the tartan around the back that it looks good. I'm going to pop this here. Now, if we wanted to, we could do some blending. Yes, Sheila suggested actually, but I think it's a really good idea, is let's grab a blending brush, and I'm going to grab one that's got pink on it. Let's see if this one, use this little piece here. Yep, that one's fine. So I'm going to come in here with my Pretty in Pink, and we're going to, this is going to end up here. So we're going to sort of start in the middle where it's widest for the tree, and I'm going to zip kind of up, work my way up. Right. And then what you'll want to do is test it out a couple of times. So that looks good, but I would like more. No, we did not eat our friends for tea. Not at all. Actually, it was such a nice night, because these are friends, very good friends of ours who, you know, we love them, and the last 2 weeks, they were meant to come last weekend and then the weekend before that, but she's been sick and both weekends she wasn't well. That's looking really nice now. Can you see how good that looks when it's got a bit of blending coming out from behind? I'm just going to go a little bit lower, but only a tiny bit. All right, liking that. Now, on the back of this, I'm going to come in with my mini dimensionals and I am going to pop them in a couple of these wider spaces that you won't need very many because you just want to hold it in place. So let's pop that on there. So I'm putting them just in the places where there's more room. And probably those 4 is probably going to be enough. Yep. Take those off. Can you see where I've put them? In the middle of the joins. And then let's peel that off. And you can't see them. Now, if you put your fingers on them and they're sticky, like, actually it's not, but if the holes were any bigger, if you were doing this with something else and it was a bit sticky, if you grab yourself a embossing buddy, okay, and tap it over where the dimensionals are, they will completely lose their stickiness. Okay, so that's a really good little tip that you can do if ever you've got stickiness coming through. All right, now I'm thinking, what color will we stamp our greeting on, and which greeting did we end up choosing? Did everyone choose? Did we choose? Did anyone already suggest? I had the Merriest, well, I don't know if Ellen's watching tonight, but Ellen and I kind of share a Merriest Trees set. So I don't have it at the moment. Ellen has it right now, but we share one. Did we choose? Yes, talcum powder will do it for you as well, Donna. Good thinking. Yep. Yeah, it was really fun. We had a really nice night. We played 3 rounds of Joker's Wild, and I think everyone enjoyed it. So that's the thing. Now I can use Pretty in Pink, or I could go with, say, a grey, like basic grey or smoky slate. But I might just go Pretty in Pink. Let's test it on a piece of paper and see how dark it's going to stamp out and whether I'd be happy with that or whether I want to have it. The other thing you could do is have it on a separate piece and put it across here. That would also look really nice. So did we decide which? May your day, says Donna. Season's greetings. I'm working my way up. Who's the first person? I think Sheila is the first. I didn't see anybody else comment before Sheila. I am so sorry. Oh, Marilyn said our Christmas tree. Leslie, so there was, and Tanya said our Christmas tree. Oh, looks like Tanya was first. And she said our Christmas tree. Okay, Christmas tree it is. Which makes sense, right? A Christmas tree. Let's pop that on a block and see. I want to stamp it on this white piece first just to see how dark it's going to be if I do it in Pretty in Pink. When you've got a set like this, a sentiment, okay, and you've got like different fonts, okay, so you've got Oh Christmas. The Christmas is in like a scrolly font and the tree is in a straight up and down font. You line up the stamp with the straight part of the sentiment. So the word tree is parallel to the bottom of my block, and that just makes it easier for me to line it up the way I want it to be. What do you think? Is that going to be dark enough? Do we think that's dark enough, or do we want to go with a darker sentiment? I think maybe it's okay. So let's have a try. I'm just going to see. Oh, you think grey, Tanya? Yeah, sometimes I struggle with mixed fonts on a sentiment, and I find if you have one of the words as a straight up and down font, go with that word, line that one up with your block, and it makes it easier to line it up on your card. So, oh, people are saying grey. Okay, all right. Let me clean this off, and then the question is, which grey do we? I don't, not grey granite. That's a little bit too much, bringing in another colour. We have smoky slate, which is actually quite dark. Let me try that. Smoky slate is less dark than basic grey, but I feel that basic grey will be too dark. So I'm thinking about smoky slate. Let's try that. That's not bad. I wouldn't want it any darker than that, but I think that's okay. All right, so let's do it. And where do I want to put this? I want to have the tree. Do I want it on one side or do I want to put it in the middle? I'm going in the middle. I'm lining up the word tree with the edge of the paper because that's the straight word. Okay, like that. All right. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals behind this, full-size dimensionals. I've got a couple left on this sheet, so that, in fact, I've got just got enough to do this, I think. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I feel like we're going to need some bling and we're going to need maybe some ribbon. That silver edged ribbon, that would be nice with this, don't you think? The sheer ribbon with the silver edges. But I don't know whether I want to do that because I don't know that I actually want to add ribbon to this card. That might be too much. Whoop. All right, to the right. So I probably should. It's too late now. I'm so sorry. All right, let me get my. Now we could do what we did last time and use those faceted gems again. Those would actually look really nice with the pink, I think. But I'm going to, and also we could use iridescent pearls. Those would look nice as well. But I'm just checking to see if we have anything in the catalogue, the new catalogue, that actually, I'm still getting used to what's in there, which sets, which ones to use. So I'm going to just line this up so it's centered on my card base. So this is the Decorative Tree set, and this is the one that I'm deciding between. I'm deciding between this one and Humble Home to do my Zoom class next month. And I won't probably know. I'm going to make a few more samples up this week and see which one I feel more inspired by, and that's probably the one we're going to end up with. So I don't know which one it will be, but it will be one or the other. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. The one I used Friday. Oh, the Juicy Gems. Yes, let's use those. I love them. Aren't they the best? Let me grab them. And we have silver. Ah, look how beautiful they are. Thank you for the suggestion. I just love them. They're just gorgeous. Right, so we're going to have a Juicy Gem here. And anyone who's wondering what the heck is Juicy, because I did as well. Looked it up online. Oops, I left my adhesive behind there. Let me try that again. I looked it up, and it means covered in crystals. And if you look at these, so it's like a geological term, like in a when there's all crystals on the inside of it, like a geode or something like that. These are like that. So I can try to get them close enough that you can see. And there's gold and there's silver. Aren't they just beautiful? I love them. And thank you for suggesting them. I don't think it needs a bow. I think it's just fine the way it is. What do you think? Shall we call it finished? Is that enough? So tonight we've ended up with 2 cards. We have the baby card that I rehashed so that you guys could see how I made it. And then we have the Decorative Trees card tonight, which is made with a brand new set. This set will be out on the 4th of September, and this one, everything that you see on this one is available right now. So if you wanted to do a pink version as a little girl card, well, you absolutely could do that, but you could use any colors you like, really. But I've kept, in both cards tonight, I've kept them monochrome. Can you see that? So we've gone all blues on this one, blue and white. And you can never go wrong with blue and white. And this one is pink and white and silver. Okay, so Do we have a favourite tonight? You like the tree card, Dimity? Oops. Rose says she loves both of them, and I accidentally highlighted her. Didn't mean to. Sometimes I accidentally click on somebody's comment without meaning to do that. You may have to case both cards, so you're very welcome to do that. You know that, right? Does anyone have any questions about anything before I head off for the night? I've been a bit long-winded tonight. I'm sorry about that. 1 hour and 14. Whoop. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, yes, they would be stunning, Tanya. I know exactly what you're talking about, the amethyst drucy crystals. Where did you get those? Did you find them, or were you given some? That would be lovely. I used to have a rock collection. I went overseas when I was an exchange student when I finished high school, and I went overseas for a year. And when I came back, my mum had thrown away my rock collection, which I was so proud of. So that was a bit sad. What did I use for the tree? What do you mean, the ink? Or do you mean the silver foil that I've used to cut the tree? Ah, right. Oh, the DSP, there's no DSP on this card. Okay, so I've used the Forever Plaid embossing folder, and I inked it up with Pretty in Pink ink so that I could, get that bit of color on there. And then we've used some blending brush behind with some ink behind the tree and just cut the tree from silver. The words are in Smoky Slate, and then all my different blues over here with this card. Does that answer that question? Silver foil, yes, yes. You prefer the Christmas card? Well, there you go. When we did a Christmas card, as per your instructions, we went crazy and did a non-traditional card, and non-traditional is sometimes just lovely, right? It's nice to do non-traditional sometimes. All right, you guys, let me just switch back to me for a second. There I am. I hope you have a great week. It is Sunday night. Don't forget, it's the last week of the paper sale. So if you've got pattern papers you wanted to get your hands on this week, this is the week to do it. Don't forget to redeem your bonus days vouchers. If anyone has any $9 vouchers that Stampin' Up sent them last month when they ordered, you need to use those by the 30th of August. All right. So have a fantastic week ahead. Don't forget, I'm around for the team, for the girls who are in my team. I'll be around tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And for everyone else, Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock when we do Technique Tuesday. And don't forget, Craft Along is coming up on Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So lots and lots of fun things to do this week. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you, and enjoy your week. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.